Hi, I'm Coach Mike Elliott. I've been a resident of Walker County since 1974. I'm a man of faith, a husband, a father, and a grandfather. And for 25 years, I've been in our classrooms teaching and mentoring the next generation. I'm a proven conservative who believes in hard work, strong values, and standing up for our community, not special interest. I'm running for Alabama State House District 13 to fight for our families, our schools, our future right here at home. I'm Coach Mike Elliott, and I'd be honored to have your vote on Tuesday, May the 19th.
Paid political advertisement by Mike Elliott for Alabama House District 13, P.O. Box 8, Jasper, Alabama, 35550.
Jasper Discount Auto Parts, located at 807 Highway 78 at Parkland Shopping Center. Owner Patrick Suchy invites you by. They are your foreign and domestic parts store, and they carry all your auto paint and supplies. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. until 5:30 p.m., and on Saturdays, 7 till 2. Telephone 384-4521, Jasper Discount Auto Parts, Highway 78 at Parkland Shopping Center.
The sound of Walker County on 101.5 is WDXB HD3 Pelham, W286BM Jasper, an iHeart radio station. Listen on the free iHeart radio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
It's 9 o'clock and we're going live. This is Live at 9 on WJLX with James Phillips, presented by Young Jewelers in historic downtown Jasper. Real talk, real stories, right now.
And good morning. It's Live at 9 with James Phillips here on a Friday morning. It's Friday, May the 15th, and beautiful day in Jasper, Alabama here. Today I've got a guest with me. It is Miss Dianne Williams. She is the principal at Cordova Elementary School, and she's running for the superintendent of Walker County Schools. That vote's coming up on Tuesday, so everybody get ready to go out and vote on Tuesday morning, or Tuesday from 7 to 7. Ms. Williams, thank you for coming in today.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
Jump right in that microphone, too. Like, get it pretty close to you.
Okay.
There you go. You're soft-spoken, so.
Not really.
Would the kids agree with that at Cordova?
No. I whistle. I'm a whistler.
Oh, really? Okay, let me have a whistle here.
No, it's really loud.
Is it too loud?
Yeah, it's really loud.
Oh, my goodness, then.
Yeah.
You got to have some kind of trick to get all the kids' attention when you've been in education as long as you've been.
I drove a school bus for 13 years. You cannot yell over a school bus, so I learned.
So you learned how to whistle.
I whistle and everything gets silent.
Wow, how about that? Miss Williams is she's the principal at Cordova Elementary School, as I said, and she's been there for 15 years or so. 15
years as principal.
And now running for superintendent. And her career goes back. I'll let her tell you about it. It's really a neat story. We were sitting here talking before the show started. Tell people you're originally from Cordova and grew up in the hotel.
Yes, the Tallulah Hotel. That's where I was raised.
Tell people a little bit about that, because a lot of people don't even realize that Cordova ever had a hotel.
Oh, yes. Well, when I was little, my grandparents actually ran the hotel. The Cottons owned the hotel, but my grandparents, Grace and Carl Fielding, were the actual managers and ran it. And my dad worked at a Hayes, but my mother worked with my grandparents in the hotel. So we actually had, in the hotel, there was 4 very large rooms, and my family actually lived in one of the really large rooms in the hotel, because that was where we were raised.
Yeah.
But my grandparents ran the hotel, so I was just a little rugrat running all over Cordova. I was raised right downtown Cordova. We were running through the underground tunnels and jumping off buildings, and
wow,
any little thing that a crazy wild child could do, I was right in the middle of it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, the hotel was, when I was young, you could not even, there were about 22 rooms in the hotel. We had, they served breakfast, lunch, and dinner, had a big cafeteria in there. My grandmother and them were awesome cooks. It's where the Lions Club met every Monday night.
Now, could people come in from outside and just eat lunch there?
Yes.
That's neat.
All the merchants in town,
yeah,
that was where they came for lunch.
I figured a lot of the workers, when they take their break, would come. Yeah,
yes,
that's neat.
But, you know, the hotel at that time was, you couldn't get a room there because the cotton mill was running, all the mines were up and running, the asphalt plant was running, the brick plant was running, and Cordova was a very bustling community at that time. All the stores downtown. When I was little, we had 3 grocery stores in town.
Wow.
So, and you know, it's just always busy, and that's where we were raised. But I would live there till I was 12 years old. And then once my grandparents retired, my parents took it over, but then the cotton mill shut down, the mines went away, the brick plant shut down, the asphalt plant just came down. It still runs, but it was just running to a very small number of people working over there. So you didn't have all of these outside people coming to town for a
Right.
reason. The train actually stopped. I can remember being very small, and the train would stop right in front of the hotel, and the engineers would get off and come into the hotel and eat lunch.
Oh, that's neat.
And they would let us go over there, and we would pretend to be driving the trains and the engine. Now that was again 47 years ago, or longer, 50 years ago.
Yeah.
So you couldn't do that now, but that's the way it was. I mean, it was a very busy, bustling town when I was very small. So, but yeah, raised right downtown.
That is really neat, and it's neat for me because I remember Cordova before the tornado and everything, and it was kind of like a shell of its old self then.
Yes.
But I never knew Cordova when it was just like I never knew Old Dora or any of those places that have such a history here.
Yeah.
It's good to hear about.
Well, you
those.
have to be old like me to remember that stuff.
well, I feel it. I'm getting there. Because I got a lot of stories I can tell that my kids are like, what?
Yeah, and we don't tell everything, do we?
Right. Try to give them a rotary phone to work too.
Yeah.
I've done that.
I can't. It's one of the neat things is there was a lobby in the hotel, and of course there was no television at that time.
Right.
So there was a big table down there that all the people, if you stayed, they could go out there and they were either at one card playing rummy. Or over at the other table, and they were playing dominoes. Dominoes was a big thing. That was the entertainment at night, so everybody's down in the lobby and communicating and talking. No cell phones, no television, just people talking and enjoying each other.
I bet they were all smoking like chimneys too.
Yeah, that would be a yes.
Back in those days.
Yes.
Now, tell us about how you got into education.
Okay, well, I explained this at one of the rallies that actually, when I graduated from high school, there was no discussion of going to college. It was you're going to work. So I went to Era Shirt Factory the summer after I graduated with a friend to apply for a job. And I was sitting out in the lobby while she was taking her test. And one of the supervisors walked out the door who happened to be I knew, and she was a friend of the mother of one of my friends.
Right.
And she said, "What are you doing here, Diane?" And I said, "Well, I came with my friend to fill out an application." She said, "Well, I need a," and I turned collars, and she said, "I need a crinkle employee. So you come in, you go back there and take the test, and you start work tomorrow." So that's how I got my first job at Era Shirt Factory.
Wow.
And I worked at Era, and while I was at Era, that was production.
Right.
We made $1.68
I knew it wasn't much. I told you my mother worked there in the really early 80s before she got into kind of education. She was a bookkeeper at Summerton, but she did Arrow before that.
Well, we made $1.68 an hour, but it was production. So if you wanted to make more than that, you had to meet that. The production was the $1.68 an hour.
That was meeting the quota. You had to go over.
And then on Fridays, if we had met our quota for the week, sometimes we were off on Fridays. Well, on a Friday, we were off, and I went to a pep rally at Cordova High School. And Mr. Wilburn Hudson, who was my principal when I was in high school, he was there, and he walked up to me at that pep rally and said, "Hey, I need a bookkeeper to start work at Cordova High School, and I want you to be that." And so I went back to work and told them to turn my resignation in, and I started work at Cordova High School as a bookkeeper. And I worked as a bookkeeper, and those were part-time jobs. And I also worked in the lunchroom as part-time, and then I drove a school bus. So while I was doing all of those things, in the process of doing that, later on, as the principals changed, I had a principal that said, "Hey, we need you to go back to school and get your degree." So I had a principal that actually talked me into going back to school.
Yeah.
And that's when I started back to pursue my education degree. And my very first job was a special education teacher. And the first year that I was hired, there was not an opening at Cordova, so I went to Parish High School and worked for Mr. George Harlan. Mr. George
I'm sure you got
Harlan.
plenty of stories about George Harlan in that
Mr.
year.
George Harlan taught me a lot about being a good educator and putting students first, because Mr. Harlan was all about education.
Yeah, he definitely was.
And he was about competition.
Yeah.
So there was a big rivalry between Parrish and Cordova, and so.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm surprised he hired you because you were from
Yeah.
Cordova, because
Yeah,
he was
I
a
know.
Parish guy.
He was definitely a Parrish guy, and he never let me forget
I
either
bet he
on
did.
a daily basis.
Yeah.
I was that, but so after a year, a job opened up in Cordova, and I got to go back to Cordova. So I was a special ed teacher for quite some time, and then one of my and I also taught ninth grade history.
Yeah.
But my other principal came to me and said, because the kids were always coming to me with issues, and I would spend a lot of time with them. And my principal came to me at that time and said, hey, we're going to need a counselor. You need to go back to school and
Right.
work on your master's degree. So I actually was hired as a counselor a long time before I ever got the degree.
Yeah.
And then I pursued that and became a counselor at Cordova High School. Then I decided to go into administration. After years of counseling, I'm like, if I'm going to do all this administrative work, I might as well get paid for being an administrator.
Oh, definitely.
So I went back to school and got my degree in administration. My first year as a assistant principal, there was not an opening at Cordova, so I went to Oatman High School with Mr. Joel Haygood, that was his first year as principal.
Yeah.
And so Mr. Haygood and I were both at Cordova for a year, or at Oatman for a year. Then I got to come right back to Cordova the next year as assistant principal for Mr. Jason Atkins, and I was his assistant principal for 5 years. And then I had the opportunity to be a principal, and I went to T.S. Boyd for a year and a half as their principal, and then I had the opportunity to come back to Cordova at Cordova Elementary as the principal, and I've been there for 15 years now.
Cordova just keeps calling you.
It does. I was born and raised in Cordova. I'm a Blue Devil through and through, but it's like I tell people all the time, I want Walker County to be number one in the county.
Right.
Now, if it comes to me being between a Cordova team and another team, I'm going to support Cordova.
Right.
But if Cordova wins, then I'm going to loses, I'm going to support that next team, because I want them to go on and be the winners.
Yeah.
So
Because we're all a part of this together.
that's one of my things I really believe in. We are a community of schools, and we literally need to look at ourselves that way. And we can't, rivalry's great. I'm all about that. I think we need that competition. I think it's good. It's healthy. I think we have to stay in control of it.
Right.
But if Cordova can't be number one, then I want somebody else in Walker County to be number one.
Yeah. And for everybody to be an A school. You
Exactly. That's we need to be excelling in whatever, and we're very fortunate right now in Walker County. You have multiple schools that are excelling, not only in academics, but in sports, in multiple, we've got all of these good things that are going on right now with the technical.
Yeah.
Our children are winning awards there in the technical areas and in the robotics. So,
Yeah, in Cordova, robotics has been a huge thing.
it's a big thing.
Yeah.
The middle school, Miss Parsons, Amber Parsons, plays a big role in that, because she's really big in robotics, and she really got the program established very strongly at the middle school level.
Yeah.
And then now we have robotics in the elementary. And they can start trying out in third grade, but in fourth grade they can actually be in the robotics program, and then that rolls right on down to the middle school, and now the high school has the robotics, so it's elementary all the way up, and that's spread throughout the county.
Right.
It's not just Cordova. All of our county schools are excelling in that area of robotics. So.
Yeah. And I've noticed one thing with the new schools being built and things like that, there's a lot of auditoriums involved, and there's a lot more arts being taught in the schools
Yes.
now than there ever have been, really.
Well, the arts, basically, that is not something that the county at this time provides art teachers.
Right.
The Walker Area Community Foundation, they provide an art teacher to come into all the county schools, and they usually come once a week. And that's different areas of the arts. You have the storytelling,
Right.
and then the actual arts
Right.
projects. So they provide us multiple opportunities for that. Fortunately, we have a lot of talent in our school. So our teachers pick that up and build on those programs. I've got actually 2 of my little students were just recognized last night at the board for being chosen to represent our district, and they've had their artwork on display in Montgomery for the past month.
Oh, wow. That's
And it was really neat because our 4th graders went and visited the Capitol last week, and our kids,
Got
we
to
have
see
2
your
students
kids.
that have work down there that's been posted. So,
Oh, that's really neat.
and then I've had several children to win in the
Torch thing, probably?
yeah, not the torch, but the one for the, I'm brain dead right now. Anyway, I'll think about that in a second.
It'll pop up.
Yeah, it'll pop up.
Probably after we're done, you'll say,
Yeah.
that was what that was.
Yeah.
And I do that all the time. Now, I did have Kat Murray from the Arts Alliance on a week or
Yes.
so ago.
Yes. Mhm.
And she was talking about the county schools
Yes.
and how much more involvement, because they had a budding artist exhibit.
Yes.
And she was saying how much more involvement they had had this year, and
Yes.
that it was just the talent is incredible across Walker County.
Yes, it's a talent that's not recognized because we really do not. We don't have art teachers in our
Right,
schools.
yeah.
And the Walker County Arts Alliance with the Walker Area Community Foundation, that's how we're providing
Right.
these resources within our schools.
Yeah.
And we make time in the schedules for them to come in, and each grade level has a different area that they work with, and they do a great job of providing that resource for our students.
Now, you've been in Cordova Elementary now for 15 years, but you walked those halls as a student.
I did. I actually, that's Cordova Elementary School is where I went to the elementary school.
Yeah.
And that's what I was telling somebody the other day. I can remember when I was in the elementary school, we had a vending machine, and it was a nickel. Everything in the vending machine was a nickel, and you could walk down the hall, and every day I carried a nickel to school so I could buy a little box of Luden's cherry cough drops.
Oh, yeah.
That was what because you'd get a little box for a nickel, and you had them all day long.
And
that
you weren't using them for coughing.
No,
Those
I just
things
liked them because they taste good.
Me too. When I was a kid, I'd eat those things like candy.
It was literally like, it is candy.
Yeah, it is.
You can call it a cough drop if you want.
It's
to,
not
but
the same as the
candy.
halls.
No. It's way more enjoyable.
Right. You're going to make me want to go buy a thing of Luden's
Oh, you
because
will?
that
Yeah.
flavor, you don't forget it.
No, I loved them. But that was every day. I had a nickel for a box of little Luden's cough drops.
That's funny. Now, the being that you went to that school and you're still in the same school, it was built in the 50s?
1953 is the year that Cordova Elementary School was actually built, and the first class was in it in 1954, which happens to be the year I was born.
And you guys have been so successful in different things at the school. Has it been a challenge being in such an older building?
No, and I tell people all the time, people that have come in to give us awards and look through the building, and that's one of the things I say. You can't look at a building and determine what's going on inside that building.
Right.
The building's old, but I will say this: that building was built so well that it has done a great job of taking care of us over the years. But now we'll say this.
And y'all have obviously taken care of it, too.
Yes. We're very, I have great custodians. The building is clean. The board does a good job with maintenance on those things.
Right.
But she's done a good job of taking care of us. We're warm, we're dry, we're not, we're not cold, we're not hot. Now, the heat, a little bit, because, when the school was built, there was no air conditioning.
Right.
So multiple things have had to be added over the years. And all of that stuff being added together, we got pods here and pods there.
Right.
And there's not enough classrooms in the building, so we have closets. My custodians, they don't even have a closet because we've had to take the
I've had to take the custodian closet.
and make little intervention rooms out of them.
Yeah.
So, but this year, I think this is the first year we've actually seen that she's wearing out.
Right.
The plumbing is getting to the point that it really can't be fixed anymore.
Yeah.
And so it's just it's a miracle that it's worked out, that this is the year we're getting a brand new school, and this one's basically wearing out.
Right.
So,
Now, talk about some of because I do want to talk about the new school, but I was going to do that after a break. But before we go to the break, talk about some of the successes that you've had over the last 10, 15 years at Cordova that you're most proud of.
Well, I think the thing that I'm most proud of is that Cordova Elementary School, even though we are an old building, and that's why I say you can't you can't base a book by its cover.
Right.
Because if you come and you look at that school, you think, bless their hearts. But what goes on inside that building is to be contributed to the teachers. I have an excellent group of faculty and staff that they love their babies and they work hard. I have great parents. You know, my parents are very supportive. They want their children to get an education, so they back up the teachers, they back up the parents. And of course, we were recognized as a National Blue Ribbon School of Excellence. And to earn that award, you have to have consecutive years of success on the state report card and assessments. And so Cordova Elementary School for multiple years we've been an A school. Or we've always been an A or a B since I've been there. But our goal was to be an A school. And so you have to show the continued excellence, not only just with academic performance, but also growth. And that's actually what earned us that award. We were very shocked because that's not something you apply for. That's something you're selected for.
Right, yeah.
So we were chosen by the United States Department of Education for that award, and then they sent a lady out where we had to be vetted because once they chose us for the award, we had to fill out this application and answer all these questions. Then they sent a lady out to see, do you actually do what all of these things that you said
Right,
you did?
yeah. They check your resume.
Yes, so they came and checked to see if we literally did all of those things that we said we did. And so we actually received that award, and we were one of 5 schools in the state of Alabama that got to go to Washington, D.C. to be recognized for that. And so it was a very prestigious award. We have one of the other things that we're extremely proud of is the fact that we consistently are striving to have academic excellence.
Right.
And this is one of the things that is a misconception to people that I really have an issue with. You know, Walker County as a whole is almost 70% poverty with our children.
Yeah.
At Cordova Elementary School, we're right at 60 to 65%. But just because you are poor does not mean that you're unintelligent.
Exactly.
And that's a misconception of the world. They think because you don't have a lot of money, that means that you're also not very smart. But some of the most intelligent people that I know come from some of the poorest families that I know.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And we have children that excel all the time, and it has nothing to do with their poverty level. It has to do with their determination to excel and do the very best that they can. And that's one of the things that we try to strive with them, and to understand that our goal is for you to do the very best you can.
Right.
And to excel at whatever it is you choose to do. And that's kind of, we have a little creed that we say every morning, and the way the creed works is every morning we have a different group of children that come up and they lead the pledge and they lead the Blue Devil Creed every morning.
Yeah.
And it talks about excellence and determination.
And I think that's the thing with you can't teach somebody to have drive
No.
and discipline and the things that it takes to really push yourself once you become an adult to be successful.
Yes.
But they hear that in the creed, and they're taught there's a culture.
Yes.
That at least it pushes them in that direction.
Yes. And they fight to get to see who comes to say the creed every morning.
Oh, I
It's
bet,
like,
yeah.
we have to have a sign-up list because they all want to say it. But you contribute that to the teachers. You know, those teachers my job is to support the teachers and to support the students. And if those teachers are not leading them and demanding that you do your very best.
Right.
You know, and recognizing what their best is, because everybody's best is not the same.
Right. Everybody's on different
Yes.
planes.
Yes, and that's one of the things that I shared at the rallies. One of the reasons that I'm actually wanting to do this is to be an advocate for teachers and to be an advocate for our students, because, you know, one of the saddest things that I'm hearing right now is the fact that when you talk to teachers, most of them now, they're looking at you and saying, I'm just waiting on my 25.
Yeah.
And it's not because they don't love teaching. They do. They love teaching, and they love their babies, but so much is being required, especially in the K-3 world right now, that many people have no awareness of. The amount of stuff that they're being required with assessments,
Right.
documentation, all of that requires an enormous amount of time. And you can't do all of that in a school day.
Right. Well, and I think some of that has hurt students too. What the state has put as far as mandatory marks that kids have to make. There's a lot more kids that are being held back in all schools in
Yes.
every area in the state. And I think I don't know. There's a place for, hey, we need people to hit these benchmarks, but
Yes.
with standardized testing and things like that, I just feel like a lot of kids that's not where they excel.
Yeah, exactly. That's not where they excel.
Yeah.
And I believe we need an assessment to make sure that schools are doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Right.
Because the reality is everybody doesn't do what they're supposed to be doing. So you have to have a measurement standard in there. But we've got to come up with a balance. And right now,
Yeah.
we are out of balance.
Yeah, I think
know,
definitely so.
When you're spending
From a parent's
Yes.
perspective.
Well, when a teacher has to spend 3 to 4 weeks in the entire school year just to give assessments, that's 3 or 4 weeks that you could be actually providing instruction.
Right.
And that's the reality of where we're at right now. And it's just not fair to them, all the documentation, and in elementary school, at least in high school, those teachers they basically get an hour and a half prep time.
Right.
And usually they teach 1, maybe 2 subjects. At the elementary level, basically we get 30 minutes of a planning period, and they teach every subject
they
area.
teach everything.
So it's really very difficult when you're talking about planning and being prepared. And one of the things that creates success is the preparation.
Right.
You've got to be prepared. You've got to be ready tomorrow for what you're going to teach those babies so that you can help them excel in that area. So there's a big imbalance there that we've got to come up with a solution.
Yeah.
Because what we're doing right now is not the solution.
Well, and teachers have such long days that they get there early, they leave late. They can't just leave things there. They're dealing with children and their issues. They take it home with them. Like
Yes.
and I see why there's going to be a teacher shortage coming up, because people don't feel like they want to go into education a lot of times because it's not a pat on the back kind of job. Like you get what you get and that's it,
Well, and you just said something that's really, it's a crisis.
It is,
at
yeah.
this point. And not just regular classroom teachers, they're not applying for those jobs anymore.
Yeah.
But the bigger crisis we have are because now we have so many children that have special needs
Right.
that are coming into our schools, and you can post a special education job and nobody applies for it.
Right.
And those are the children that definitely need somebody. So we've got to come up with a solution of how we're going to recruit special education teachers. And then we have a shortage with speech language pathology teachers. And that is really a crisis because, and I don't have statistics to back this up other than my own statistics.
Right.
But in the last several years, the speech numbers in our schools have tripled. And one of the reasons for that is because of technology. Children are spending too much time on tablets.
Right.
They're not communicating with people, so we have a massive number of pre-K and kindergarten students coming in with speech problems. Well, the education system does not financially compete with the private sector.
Right.
So all of these people are getting these degrees in speech language pathology, but they're not coming into the school system. They're going to work for private companies.
Right.
I've got a job right now posted for that particular job, and nobody's out there to apply for it because when you talk to them, they say, well, I'm going to work for this company.
Because they could make double, probably.
They make twice the amount of money that we're offering. So we've got to come up with some solutions.
Yeah.
And they basically are going to have to be financial solutions. How are we going to recruit special ed teachers? How are we going to recruit speech language pathology,
Right.
those specialized fields? Because those are the children we've got to get to
Right.
at an early age.
Well,
We've
and
got to
even,
intervene early.
Mental health, because I think the county schools is doing a good job. I think there's 5 or 6 mental health that kind of rotate. But
They rotate across the county.
I would think there needs to be, much like we talk about the school resource officers.
Yes.
I would think there needs to be a mental health professional in every school building.
Yes, that would be a perfect solution because we do have multiple children now that are coming in the doors, and they need somebody that can help them with that very specific
Right.
issue that they have. And regular teachers are not trained for that.
No, not at all.
So you need that mental health person, and we have a our mental health lady comes on Monday.
Right.
So now if we have a crisis, we can call her, and if she's not in a crisis at her other school,
Right.
she will leave and come there, but sometimes she can't. But the board is, I know, trying to work at that, but the solution to that would be, at least within the community, like where you have, like Cordova, where you have a high school, middle school.
Right, one in each
one that
community or
could be right there next door that
Yeah.
could get there. So you
Yeah.
definitely need one in each community.
Because there's so many kids that even, the kids that you know, but there's so many kids that you don't know are having those type issues that
Yes.
they're scared to admit it, or they just don't know who to go to, that kind of thing.
Yes.
So,
Well, one of the major things that's happened and I've been doing this a long time, but one of the things that I've seen drastically change in the last few years has been the number of children that we have in our building that are in foster homes. And most of those children have lots of mental issues because of separation anxiety.
Right, yeah.
Because even though mom and dad may not be the best parent in the world,
they're still mom and dad.
they're still mom and dad, and I still love them, and I don't really understand why I'm placed with these people I don't know.
Right.
And then we have then you have multiple grandparents raising their children now.
Yeah.
And some of these grandparents are, 80, I would say 70, but I'm 70. So I don't see that as old, but, are 80, 85 years old, and it's very difficult for them to spend the amount of time and help their children, their
Right.
grandchildren.
Yeah.
Because the way we teach now was not the way that even I learned.
Well, it's not even the way that I learned,
So it's very difficult for grandparents to be able to sit down and help a grandchild.
Yeah.
So,
I look at my kids' work now, especially in math, and I think, this is not how we did it.
no, it's definitely not how we did it.
Everything's
So,
different, but let's take a break real quick. When we come back, I want to talk about the new school opening and being built, and then also just some things that you want to talk about that you want to see maybe different, or ideas that you have, and if you were elected as superintendent. So we'll take a quick break here on Live at 9 with James Phillips, and we'll be right back on WJLX.
Young Jewelers. That name has been a part of Jasper for a long, long time. As a matter of fact, for 3 generations and over 70 years, Young Jewelers has been located in downtown Jasper, striving to earn your loyalty with quality and customer service. Young Jewelers has set the standard in diamonds, jewelry, and gifts. You can afford to have a diamond from Young Jewelers. Our friendly staff can assure you of that. And you're always greeted with a smile and a genuine concern for your needs. Whether it's custom design work or diamonds from one of the name brand vendors, a consultation at Young Jewelers will have you feeling confident you've made the right choice. Young Jewelers, located across from City Hall on 19th Street and online at youngjewelers.com.
Start your story at Bevel State Community College. Whether you need seamless academic transfer classes, high-wage, high-demand career technical or health science programs, rapid training opportunities that get you into the workforce quickly, dual enrollment or adult education courses, Bevel State is your community college for a quality education. Visit bscc.edu to learn about our convenient and affordable options to make your future visible. Your story starts at Bevel State.
Carl Cannon, Chevy, Buick, GMC, Cadillac, Corridor X, and Jasper. We're more than just a new car dealer. We're a certified pre-owned dealer, too. As a used car dealer in Jasper, we have access to a wide variety of used cars from across the area. As a new Buick, Chevy, Cadillac, and GMC dealer, we have the latest models that GM provides from 4 amazing brands. Let us show you around our dealership. With so many options, we're sure you'll find what you're looking for. Browse our inventory online at carlcannon.com. When other dealers can't, Cannon can. Carl Cannon, Corridor X at Industrial Boulevard in Jasper.
Hi guys, I'm Dr. Martin Roberts, owner of Jasper Veterinary Clinic. 3 years ago when I set out to open my own clinic, Pinnacle was my bank of choice to help that dream become a reality. Recently, when we needed to expand and had the opportunity to acquire property adjoining to ours, I made one call to Wayne he set those wheels in motion. If you have banking needs, give Pinnacle a call.
Hello everyone, I'm Drake McKenzie from All South Land and Timber. We have been banking with Pinnacle Bank for over 25 years. The customer service at Pinnacle Bank is first class. We highly recommend banking with Pinnacle Bank for all of your financial needs.
I'm Robin Reed Allen, Chairman of the Board of Pinnacle Bank. Come see our team and make Pinnacle Bank your bank too.
Pinnacle Bank, member FDIC.
If you're craving great food in a place that feels just right, it's time to head to Jake's on 4th in downtown Jasper. From stacked made-to-order burgers to hearty favorites fresh off the grill, every dish at Jake's is cooked with care and full of flavor. It's comfortable, relaxed, and always welcoming. Whether you're meeting friends, enjoying a casual dinner, or just want a laid-back spot with great atmosphere, Jake's on 4th delivers every time. Located at 1810 4th Avenue South of downtown Jasper, Jake's is open Wednesday through Saturday with lunch from 11 to 3:30 and dinner 5 to close. Jake's has great food, an easygoing vibe, and it's a place you'll want to come back to. Jake's on 4th, fine dining done the Walker County way.
Hey, this is Nick Norris from The Game Managers. Every Friday afternoon at 6 on WJLX, Patrick Hanna and I break down the news of the week in sports. From local high school games to the biggest moments in college and the pros. No hot takes for clicks, just sports news, real analysis, and the conversations you actually want to hear. If you like sports as much as us, then make The Game Managers part of your Friday nights. We'll see you there.
The sound of Walker County on 101.5 is WDXB HD3 Pelham, W286BM Jasper, an iHeart radio station. Listen on the free iHeart radio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
You're listening to Live at 9 with James Phillips, presented by Young Jewelers on WJLX.
And we're back here on Live at 9 with James Phillips on WJLX. Thank you guys for joining us. I want to thank our sponsors. You just heard from everybody. Our title sponsors, Jake's on 4th and Young Jewelers. Be sure to swing in there and tell them thanks that you hear about them every day on Live at 9. Jake's has got some great lunch and dinner specials this weekend. Go to his Facebook page, Jake's on 4th, to see what they've got going on this weekend. Also, Young's Jewelers. Well, we just passed Mother's Day, but dads, there's something you can go to Young's Jewelers for dads. Or I know there's going to be a lot of anniversaries coming up late May throughout the summer. A lot of people get married during the summertime, mine included. So I probably need to go by there and check out something for my anniversary coming up in June. But today we've got Dianne Williams. She's the principal at Cordova Elementary School and running for superintendent of the Walker County Schools. Ms. Williams, thank you for coming in today. And I do need to say, I am so honored that she took a half a personal day to be able to come and talk on the radio today. She's on her own time, not on the county board's time today.
That's true.
With the way politics are today, you got to make sure you say those things, I guess.
Yes, exactly.
We were both during the commercial break talking about how much we hate politics.
I like it.
It brings out the worst in everybody most of the time. But I like that you've ran a very positive campaign and you're speaking on your experience and what you've done. Talk a little bit now. The most exciting thing I know in the Cordova schools is that the elementary school gets a new school and it's about to open within a month or so, right? That you guys will be moving.
Yes, we're. Right now, there's a lot of excitement between the students and the teachers. We just this past week, they've started letting me take the teachers over and show them their classrooms. So they're all excited about that. The new school is absolutely beautiful, and it's 3 times larger than what we're in right now. The teachers are just ooh and ah when they walk through there. One of the, Cordova Elementary presently is the oldest school in the Walker County school system.
Right.
And my teachers, they do not have a teacher's lounge. And they do not have their own personal bathrooms. They have to share bathrooms with students.
Oh, my.
So this is the thing that they're most excited about is they have a teacher's lounge, and in that lounge they have their own personal bathroom.
They're going to feel like they can breathe for a minute.
Yes, which is a real blessing to our male teacher, because when they go to the restroom, they have to have students stand outside the door.
Oh, goodness.
And say, hey, you can't go in there right now.
Right.
There's somebody in there. So they're very excited about the fact that they're going to have their own restrooms now. So. And
they're probably using really small toilets, too.
Oh, well, no, yeah.
They'll get a regular size.
Yeah, they get to go to the 4th grade, so that helps a little bit there. But the library in our new school is about 5 times larger than the present library that we're in. We actually had a school, Madison Middle School, brought us like 20 boxes of books yesterday to donate to our new library because they knew we were going from a small library to a large one, and we really appreciate them doing that. And that was just something they did out of the kindness of their heart.
That was sweet.
And our present lunchroom seats 90 students. The new lunchroom's going to seat 199.
Oh, that's going to be a huge difference.
We're getting all brand new furniture. All students will have new desks. The teachers will have new desks. And if you've ever been in Cordova Elementary School, you'll know that half the desks there, teachers have bought and purchased themselves. The reading desks that we have are original. They were there when the school was built 70 years ago.
Wow.
And you can't buy them. You can't find them that way anymore. So the teachers are like, I really don't want to lose my reading desk. But
are they going to move some of those over? Will that be?
I told them no, we're not taking those old reading desks. But if they just beg, I'll probably let them.
You shouldn't have put that over the air.
Yeah. The new school it's a 2-story building.
Yeah.
And the downstairs, of course, is the tornado shelter. It's being built to specs to fit the tornado shelter, so that way. And it will be the only school in Cordova that actually has the tornado shelter, because now the law says when you build a new building, that's a requirement now.
Yeah.
So that's something that's, very comforting to us, that we will have that access, and all the students the entire downstairs is prepared for that, so they can just all go downstairs. And they'll have to take their little helmets with them, because several years ago, we did a drive where when we have a tornado drill, every child in my building has a bicycle helmet.
Okay.
And so they take their little bicycle helmets down there with them, and then we'll have a safe place to go just besides a helmet on your head.
And if anywhere needs that, it's Cordova, because we know tornadoes tend to pick coming through there.
That's a definite.
Yeah.
So we're very excited about that. But got a brand new playground, got all brand new playground equipment, and when you walk into the front foyer, there is a huge opening there, and it's got a giant baby blue devil in the rug. And so and my office is it may be a third as big as this. My bookkeeper's their office, and my secretary is maybe half as big as your desk right here.
Right.
And they've got these big old rooms that they're going into, and they're going to be lost over there for
I was going to say, they're not going to know what to do.
No, we're not going to. Literally, it's like, we can turn around and, not fall over. So it's very exciting. The community's excited about it. All the little ones are excited. And yesterday we do a senior walkthrough where the graduating seniors come back.
Right.
And we play the music for them, and they walk through the halls, and our little ones cheer for them. And that was the thing I told them yesterday. They are the last group of seniors that will get to walk the halls of Cordova Elementary School. So, it's just very exciting that
I'm from Dora, and it still gives me goosebumps. I'm so happy for you guys.
We're very excited.
Yeah.
Very excited.
And you'll have a parking lot, too.
The new school, the new school is sitting on what was the previous playground,
right?
And where it butts right up to the front of the old school. And when we get our materials moved over into the new building, in the second week of June, right now is the plan. They are going to completely do demolition for the old school, and that whole area will be a parking lot, which will be the first time we've actually ever had a place for everybody to
be able to park, yeah.
Because the school was built in 1953, and when it was built, people didn't
There wasn't
own
that many cars, yeah.
No. I actually lived in, I told you I lived in the hotel, so we walked
I
back
was
and
going
forth
to say,
to
I
school
bet
every
most
day.
people did walk.
And people didn't drive car. You either rode a school bus or you walked to school. There were very few people that actually got to ride in a vehicle. The only time we ever got taken to school in a car was if it was coming a storm, and Mr. Hicks owned a little taxi station in downtown Cordova, and Mother would call Mr. Hicks to come and pick us up.
Oh, neat.
So we didn't have to walk to school in the pouring down rain. In the afternoon, you walked home in the rain.
Right,
But in the morning, she would have him pick us up.
Because she didn't want you to be wet when you got to school.
Yeah, exactly right.
It'd be okay if you were wet when you got home.
Exactly.
Now, I know that everybody's excited, and you're super excited about the new school, but do you think you're going to shed a tear or two when you see the old school take him down?
I shed several tears yesterday.
Did you?
Just with the seniors. We were all crying.
Yeah.
They were crying. I said, I'm so sorry. But we were all crying, because they're the last group that's going to actually come through there as seniors.
Yeah.
But those are memories, and I have lots of memories there because it's where I went to elementary school. I tell people all the time, I probably shouldn't tell this, but I got a paddling in 4th grade with a dress on.
Oh, no.
Because it was picture day, and I didn't wear dresses. Because I was a little roughneck girl,
Yeah.
And so when I came in that morning with my dress on, one of the boys made fun of me because I had a dress on. So before I knew it, me and him were in the floor fighting. And so my teacher, Miss Worthy, I got a paddling that day with a dress on. And
I've got 4 girls myself, and I know in the 4th grade, most of the time, the girls are bigger, stronger, and meaner than the boys.
I was probably meaner,
Yeah.
So lots of memories there, and it's, and my son went to school there, my grandchildren went to school there, and I have a grandson in Cordova High School, and I have a grandson in the middle school. My daughter-in-law and son both graduated from Cordova High School, so there's lots of memories for us there, but those are memories. Now we're going to get to make new memories.
Right.
And my goal is that, because I have really been doing my very best to see to it that a school was built that's going to serve the next generation of the babies that come through Cordova.
Right.
And because I'll be long gone, before 70 years is come and gone. But I want it to be the same type of school and have the same type of memories that I had growing up.
Yeah.
And they have, those, but they're going to have way more comforts than we did. But I want that no matter what the school is, because a brand new school and an old school, as far as the academics that are taking place in that building, there should not be a difference in that.
Yeah, it should continue on.
Yes, so I want that continuation of academic excellence to follow through these babies, because I'm one of those people that firmly believes that a good education will make the difference in a person's life.
Yeah, definitely so. With the little bit of time we got left, just tell me, why should people come vote on May 19th? And is there anything else that you want to share as far as your vision for the future of Walker County schools?
Well, I'm doing this for 2 reasons. One, I feel like we need a choice. And so I'm offering people an opportunity to have a choice. But my major reason for doing this, and so many people have asked me to do this, and at first I was resistant to it, and finally I said, yeah, I'm okay. I want to be an advocate, and I want to be an advocate for my teachers, and I know that my teachers feel like I'm an advocate for them, and I want to be an advocate for children.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the person you need in there, and you need a person that's not, I've been doing this 47 years, so if I go home tomorrow, I'd actually make more money.
Right.
But, my husband passed away 13 years ago, and I've always loved what I do, and I still love it today as much as I did when I started. And I still want to be that person that stands up and fights for what I believe is the right thing.
Right.
And I don't have a problem sharing that viewpoint with what I think are the right people. And I think we've got to get the ear of our legislators, our congressmen, our representatives, our governor, our superintendent of education, and say, hey guys, listen, what we're doing is not working.
Yeah.
And we've got to come to the table and come up with some solutions, because our babies, they need teachers that want to be there. They don't need teachers that all they're waiting on is their 25 years to come and go.
Right.
We need trained teachers coming into the profession. All of this distance learning, and people are going to disagree with me here, but that's fine. It's not preparing these young teachers to come into the classroom and face what they have to face on a daily basis. They really have no clue.
It's like marriage. You don't know till you get into it what it's all about.
Yeah, and it's not a 7-hour, 8-hour a day job. There's way more. If you want to be successful at it, there's way more that's required of what you just put in during the school day.
Yeah.
You can come to Cordova Elementary, and along with other schools in this county, on Saturday, Sunday. You can go to my school at 10 o'clock at night, and I'll have teachers sitting up there, getting prepared for tomorrow. Now, I'm not saying, and I don't think it should be that way, but I think we've got to come up with some solutions so that people want to go into education.
Right.
And some of it's money. But it's not the be-all, end-all.
Yeah.
Some of it is we've got to become realistic with expectations. This stress, and again, I've been doing this a long time, and I can tell you in the last 5 years I've had more teachers come to me crying because they just don't think they can do it anymore.
Yeah.
They can't get all of this done, and they still have families. They still have a life that when they leave work, like everybody else, they should be able to go home and enjoy their families, and that's not the way it is right now.
Right.
So we've got to come up with some solutions for that. We've got to come up with some resources and some solutions to provide resource teachers for our babies that need that, because those numbers in population have doubled. We've got to come up with some speech language pathology teachers solutions, because again, and that's a financial thing, they can make way more money out in the private sector. So yeah, we can't pay what the private sector pays, but we've got to come to the table with something that's going to draw those people, because we have the need.
Right.
And we've got to find some solutions for those. We've got to have an open door of communication. That's one of the things that I've always felt like has made me be successful as a principal. I've never gone anywhere that we did not increase our academic scores, because my job is to give teachers resources and guidance. They do the work. I don't do the work. They do all the hard work.
Right.
But we've got to come up with a communication system so that teachers literally can share what's on their mind and what can make my day better. And then we've got to have communication with our communities, with our parents. And going back to what I was saying a minute ago, everybody doesn't agree with me on a daily basis of everything that I do. They don't agree with all the decisions that I make, and I understand that. But I'm always willing to sit down and, hey, let's talk about this. Let me give you my side of it. You get your side of it, and we're going to come up with a solution. But it may not be that it changes anything,
right,
but we can talk it out and see.
Yeah.
So I think that's one of the things that we've really got to do and we've got to come to the realization that we are a system that we want everybody to excel and everybody to have the same equal opportunities. There shouldn't be a difference in one community and another community, because we're all in this together.
Right. Yeah.
And that's what we need to focus on, is making Walker County the very best school system that it can possibly be.
Yeah.
So,
I don't think anybody can argue with wanting that as the end result.
No, I don't think so either. So.
Well, I thank you for coming in today. Like I said, you did take a half a day off, and I sure do appreciate that.
Well, I'm about to go and take 60 little kindergarten and first graders out to lunch for earning 100 AR points with 90% accuracy.
Yeah.
That's one of the rewards they get. If they earn that, they get to go eat lunch with Miss Williams today. And they're going to take that group back and go pick up a group of second, third, and fourth graders and take them to another place for lunch, because the winner gets to choose where they go eat.
Okay.
So that's what even though I've taken a half a day, I'm still going to be working.
Still working. And that's such a cool thing. And you'll probably have a better time than the kids.
Oh,
even.
we love it. We love it. And they're very well behaved.
Yeah.
And every time we go to a restaurant, they really brag on how well they behave.
I'm not going to tell anybody I know where they're going, and I'm not going to tell anybody, because I'd love for a lot of you guys to just show up and be able to hang out with some second and third graders today.
Yeah, that's right. And kindergarten.
And kindergartners, yeah.
So.
Well, thank you for coming in. And guys, thank you for listening today and all week. We'll be back next week. Hopefully as long as the creek don't rise, that kind of thing. But we'll be here on Monday. Until Monday, be kind and love, and we'll see you then on Live at 9 with James Phillips here on WJLX.